All right, good. Well, I think that's kind of our story, right? The tortoise and the hare. And again, thanks to Frank and Shauna for sharing that. But I think the message there is about consistency, right? And just staying consistent in what we're doing. We're not in a race. We're not in a sprint here in our business. We're in a marathon, and it takes time and it takes a while for us to develop and learn and grow. So just a great message. And thank you again, Frank and Shauna. So I am Larry Korchin, and this is my wife, Dee Korchin, and it's August 24th, 2020. And this is our weekly meeting, and so glad everybody's joined us today. So tonight we're going to jump in and we're going to be talking a lot about our training from Dan Bell, and it's more about client support. And again, how do we support our clients, and how do we make sure they have the best support going to make them successful? So we're going to be jumping into that. And what do you have?
Nothing, just wanted to say hey, and I absolutely love that tortoise and the hare. Thank you, Frank and Shauna. One thing I noticed on that, I just wanted to point out, if you notice the tortoise never stopped moving. I mean, it was quick video, but never stopped moving. It was at that slow, consistent pace. And that's one thing I would advise with your business, is to always keep moving. And the other thing is it never looked left or right. Right? That's how we get distracted, right? If we look at how fast somebody's going, you know, we can get caught up in that comparison trap or whatever. So I just thought that was really, really cool. And like Larry said, continuing our discussion on the fundamental skills, I think this has been so good to really break down what it is we do as coaches. So no matter if this is your first call with us, welcome, or you've been coaching for a long time like we have, just going over this and really realizing how simple our business is, and it really is about the consistency of it. So tonight's topic is on the startup of new clients, and we've got a couple of our executive actually regional director Sharon tonight, and executive director. So Zena, do you want to just take a few minutes and share with us kind of your summary of the training, biggest tips, takeaways?
Sure. Thanks, Dee and Larry, for having me. And I loved you explaining the tortoise and the hare. That was even better. I love that. But hi, everybody. I love our team growing. It's so exciting, and I can't wait to really get to meet everybody. It's really cool. I've been a coach for 3 years. Before coaching, I was a hair and makeup artist. I didn't know anything about coaching, and I didn't know anything about files and folders and paperwork or anything. But I just jumped in. And the biggest thing that I want to say, I want to talk to some new coaches for a minute, Dee, if that's okay. Because I hear this a lot, and from coaches that have been coaching for a while. When I get the wording right, I'm watching the other trainings, and I'm taking notes, and when I get everything down pat, when I know exactly what to say, when I'm getting it, and I'm looking at my notes, and you know what? There is no perfect. All it is making the decision to jump in and go for it. Open up your heart, and you know, and show up with confidence, because you have 5 minutes more than somebody else. So you've got it. So I just wanted to throw that out there because that was me. I just jumped in. And so as far as the Dan Bell fundamental skills, I loved it. It's been a game changer for me at this point. There are a lot of gold nuggets in there, and every time I listen to it, I hear something else. And after 3 years, I found something very powerful that I did today, and I want to share that. So backing up to how I get my clients started, we have something called the Simple Systems, which is the link, which is in the resource documents. It has everything. To me, that has one-stop shop that has all the daily client support, text messages, the emails, videos, everything is there. So when I go, and maybe somebody wants to put that link in the chat box, but when I start my client on the first week, I go into that Simple Systems and I send out the welcome email. I send out everything that's in there, and it just gives you everything. The journey kickoff. You know, I talk to my client the day before they start. I make sure they have everything. And one of the things that I got from the training is Dan talks about having your client read from cover to cover that coach guidebook, that I never emphasize that. And that is something that is really important to me now. So, you know, after they get, I send out the emails from day 1 to day 8. And I will talk to them every day for the first 4 days, or go to 7 if they need that. You know, the biggest game changer for me was this. So in the weekly calls, I was getting very bored with myself. I mean, my weekly calls were, they were talking about, you know, fuelings and what they ate and what time they ate them, and are there any hacks and what are some recipes? I don't even cook. I don't know a recipe. I know how to, you know, let's get into changing your mindset. And I couldn't get that change. But today I took these questions from Dan Bell's training. And when I talked to my clients today, it was like, when I said, how are you feeling? I had a whole mental different change in my head, what they're, you know, where we were going with that. And when I said, you know, what went well since the last time we spoke? Like, let's celebrate some of the wins. Let's not talk about the fuelings and the hacks and that. It was changed everything for me. This was my biggest thing. What did you learn about yourself this week? Everybody today said, oh my God, that's really big. What did I learn about myself this week? And they got started really thinking. I loved it. I mean, you know, do you have any challenges? Like, any questions for me? I am their coach to support them along. And I used to be the hero coach. I'm not the hero coach anymore. I want to guide them. I want to teach them. I want to walk beside them. But what I'm trying to say is, we keep learning. I didn't know any of this before. I keep learning. Look what I've learned 3 years later. And I think that's incredible. So, you know, the life book, we didn't have the life book when I started. And then it was like a year before, I mean, we've had it for a year, and then I was very late getting started, and I still couldn't get my clients, you know, they looked at it like, oh my God, I'm not touching it. That is the game changer for them going there. Stop talking about a diet. This is not a diet. This is life-changing transformation. That life book, now I get to walk with them. This is like, I just threw you a life preserver. You're drowning in trying to get out of a body that doesn't really belong to you. This is your life preserver. This is what's going to change your life. Let's talk about emotions and all the different habits, and not the hacks. So, you know, this was big for me. And again, for all the new coaches, just open up your heart. We have been given an incredible gift, and all we have to do is share that gift. And I mean, it doesn't get better than that. And you know, 5 minutes more than they do. So go for it. Thanks.
Zena, great job. And thank you so much. I mean, there were so many good nuggets in there from the training that you shared. You know, when we look at our clients each and every week, right, it's, if we get a little nervous about, okay, what is this meeting going to be about? That's really, we're thinking about us. We're not thinking about the client, right? So it's about redirecting and really spending that time and listening and questioning our clients. So I saw a question in the chat, you know, what do you tell clients, or how do you help clients? How do you respond when they have challenges? So much of it is about, tell me about that. right? Tell me about your challenge. What's going on? Why do you think that is? And I mean, it's amazing. If you just ask question with another question with another question, before you know it, you just start digging away at what the real issue, the challenge that client's at. And then again, just get really good with your coach's guide as far as for your life book. You know, that coach guide is gold, right? So just become familiar with the different elements. Make sure, again, like you said, Zena, we only have to be really one chapter ahead of our clients. But again, understand where you are as far as the tool there. It is a reference guide. So again, share and dive into your coach guide and ask questions about that. And sometimes it doesn't even go towards that. So I'll just give you a quick example. Today, new client started and said, it was a good week, but I really felt awkward with my boyfriend. We went out for dinner and I stayed according to plan, but he was like, okay, what's going on here? One of those things. And when I just said, did you share with him what you're doing? That kind of stuff. And it was more just a conversation about being open about, you know, their journey that they're on now and being, you know, looking for support from that boyfriend. So again, it was a great conversation, but again, those are where we just ask the why questions. So Zena, awesome as always. Thank you so much. All right, now we're going live to our friend Chris Day from Kentucky. Where is she? There she is. You got it?
Got it.
Got it. Take it away. Thanks, Chris.
All right. Well, thank you guys for asking me to come on and talk about what I learned in the trainings. After watching it 3 times, I have to say it was very hard to take it down to just one thing. So I came up with 2 things that I took away from the trainings. One that I've already put into place, been going on about 3 weeks now, and it's really been beneficial to my business. And then the second was actually going to try to use today with the health assessment that I had, but they ended up rescheduling. So I didn't get to use it, but I'm very anxious to use it. So I'll start with that one. The first thing, like I said, it isn't something I've got to use yet, but when Dan talked about the first trail balloon for coaching, and he said, he was just talking about during the health assessment, how he brings in the 5th component of coaching. And, you know, I've struggled with that. I talked to Larry about it the last time I was on a call with him. It's just something for some reason that hasn't been natural for me. But the way that he talked about how while he's asking the client and telling the client to take a before picture, he brings in the point then to say, well, I'll just read what he says. He says, this will be a great way for you to stay motivated. Put that on your chair or on your dresser, and you can keep looking at it and stay motivated that way. And he said, and as you're going along, you'll start to lose weight and people will start to notice. And when they do, I've done my job right. He said, you can decide to refer those people to me and I'll be happy to coach them. And if you do, I'll give you a referral credit. And then he said, or perhaps at that time, who knows, you may want to consider coaching your friends and family to better health. So to me, that was just such a natural way, and I cannot wait to use that because, like I said, I have struggled with that, and he just made
15 more minutes.
Do you want to try and watch something?
Am I still on? Okay. All right. So I'll move on to the second one that I learned and have started doing this. Right off the bat, I didn't, but well, a couple of them I have, but utilizing my coach and support team. So he mentioned 5 things that we can do to utilize our support team and our coaches. And number 1, apprentice with my coach for the first 2 to 5 health assessments. Number 2, introduce them to new clients once they have enrolled on their own. Engage them in celebration calls as your clients get results. Let them introduce coaching to your clients and make sure they have welcomed new client coaches that you sponsor. Well, of course, right off the bat, I took advantage of the first one. And it wasn't because my sponsors and my support team didn't want me or didn't want me to do this. It was just I wasn't confident enough to do the other things. But right off the bat, of course, Shauna did probably about the first 5 health assessments with me. And those were so important, not just to edify me and build my confidence, but to hear the verbiage that she spoke during all of these health assessments and, you know, and things that would come up in conversations such as medicines or things that these clients would be on. You know, I knew by hearing her answer, when I would have that question come up, I would already know the answer to that. So those are very important. I definitely recommend my new coaches that I have to allow me to do their first few health assessments for that reason, you know, just to kind of build their confidence in what to say and what to do. But the second one and the third one is something I just started about 4 weeks ago, and it's been a game changer. Introducing my new clients once they have enrolled on their own and engaging in celebration calls as the clients get results. So I go through the sequential steps of, you know, night before journey kickoff, day one support call or message and then support call, day two message and support call, and on until day 4. And then on that day 4 call, you know, before I would say, well, let's go ahead and schedule your weekly support call. But now the next step for me has been, all right, on your week celebration, let's get on the call or a Zoom call with my coaches so they can celebrate you. And that has been such a game changer. You know, for one, they don't even know that's not the way it's supposed to be or not supposed to be. So they just think it's the next step. But this not only builds their confidence in me because my support edifies me, and they drip coaching as well. And they do it exactly like the way Dan Bell did it, in a natural way. So that's been such a game changer. I feel like these clients have not only had that first really good week of getting into fat burn, getting the support daily, but then they also get that reinforcement of my coaches, to help them, you know, to celebrate. So that carries on another full week, I think, of just a really good program, and it continues to go on. And those clients have had such good success, and that's the biggest thing that I've seen from that. Of course, it builds my confidence having my coaches support me as well. So if you're not taking advantage of your support system and your coaches, I definitely recommend doing that, because it has been a game changer in my business. So that's all.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. Those are a perfect summary of, you know, what Dan was trying to share there. And you did a great job recapping that for us. I appreciate it. Just one note I wanted to add to that, you know, when you were talking about coaches and how Dan was saying, bringing up about coaching, I was just listening the last 2 days to Dean Gracioso. He wrote a book, what was it, The Millionaire Mindset. The Millionaire Mindset. And he said, if you're in the mindset for your client, okay, don't ever hesitate at offering them something that's going to benefit them. Okay, so don't ever hesitate. So whether it's the program or coaching, it is, if you want something good for them, why wouldn't you just offer it, right? And so I love that, because again, if we're for our clients, we get out of our own way. And that's basically what he was saying. So great job, Chris. Thanks you for sharing that. And we're moving on to Misty.
Well, adding on to that, so we know, thank you, Zena and Chris, because I'm going to actually just play off what you guys said, because I think what you guys covered was absolutely perfect. And what Larry just said about when you know what you have is in their best interest. And Zena is exactly right. I think the biggest trap to fall into is to just start coaching the weight loss plan. You know, like, we have a weight loss plan, and yes, it's great, but a weight loss plan without mindset change is not going to be effective. They're going to fall off, or they're going to gain their weight back. It's just a fact. And so just as we know with confidence that when we're doing the health assessment, we know with confidence that we can help them reach their goal, right? We have evidence in our own health journey. We have evidence of all the people ahead of us. But part of the people who are successful in this journey is integrating into our system. And so that means that they're involved in the Facebook group, they're communicating with you on a weekly basis, as well as involved in their habits of health in the transformational system, which is the life book, the habits of health book. And then we also have the weekly webinars. So what we want to do is, we have to always remember, this was actually talked at Sundance one time, and Sundance is the top of the leadership, and we all need to be reminded of this. When somebody says yes to the program and you sign them up, that is a transaction. It's a transaction, right? Like, it takes a transaction in order to have a business, but we're in the transformation business. And so just like Larry said, is that our role as coaches is from the get-go to be integrating them into our system and continually moving them in that direction. They'll want to just gravitate towards the eating plan because that's what they've known before this is diets, but we are different. And so one of the biggest things, and I was personally challenged on this in 2 ways. The first one is to truly ask yourself the question, how integrated am I? Am I doing my life book? Am I involved on a regular basis? And the second thing, and this is where I fell short, and when I shifted my mindset, it made a big difference. What is my expectation with my clients? If I assume they're not going to do it, oh, here we go. They're just on the diet. Oh, well, guess got another dieter here. If I jump into that mindset, which I can easily do, I'm going to tell you, I'm a presumptive person, my clients will mirror my thinking, always. So I had to make a fundamental shift that I truly believe it's in their best interest. I'm living it myself. My life book is right over there. I'm on supplementation right now, and also believing that they will do it, that the more I talk about it, the more and more clients will get involved. And I wanted to take 1 minute, was having a really cool conversation with one of our newer coaches and client on the program, Jennifer Weithman. And Jennifer had a fundamental shift with her life book that was made a difference in her energy around it all. So Jen, if you could just unmute and share what you shared with me this afternoon.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, Dee nailed it when she said, how integrated am I? A couple of things got my attention. One was when we had the conference recently, and I heard I just became more aware of all the resources that we have. I was under the impression that I had to be the expert. And like Zena mentioned at the beginning, you don't have to be the expert, you're just the guide. So another thing that resonated with me when we had the addictive food Wednesday night community call recently, there was a gentleman that shared that he finished his life book once already and just started on a new one. Well, I was keeping my life book. I've been taught growing up, don't write in the book, you can pass it on to someone else. I wanted to share that with other people. But it finally dawned on me that by doing that, I was writing in a journal, I wasn't getting as much out of it as I could. And so I finally just started using the book like it was intended to be used and became interactive. And that answered the question, like I was expecting my clients to do that, but I wasn't doing that. So it really became so much more useful as a tool for me. And it made a world of difference. We've got amazing resources. Initially, I was overwhelmed. And I've come to realize that our role as a coach is not to know everything, but to know where to find it and just to lead our clients to that information. And that was a really big game changer for me.
One of the,
Go.
I love that, Jen. And one of the things you said, and I wrote it down, you said, my goal now is to spark what was the word? It was like spark the interest or spark the excitement.
Hunger in them for knowledge. Like I've now come to the point, I can't wait to get up and read more and oh, I can send that to that person. I can share that with that person. The thing I'm having the most trouble with right now is sleep, because I want to stay up and keep doing this, but I know I need to get to sleep. I know that's an important component, but I want the clients to have that same kind of hunger and thirst for knowledge, to crave that information, and the mindset component is so key.
Perfect. Yeah, that's so cool, Jen, because what you did is you lit your own fire. Right? You lit your own fire by being involved, writing it down. And when you lit your own fire, people come around to watch. Like I can feel your energy. So like you have that excitement that you want other people to feel it too. So that's awesome. Thanks all you guys for sharing. Larry, got a couple words. We're on the last week of the month.
I just want to say too, just what we were talking about today was about being engaged and being constant learners. You know what I'm saying? We went through Dan's study again. We learned from that again. We were in our life books. We learn more. And if we keep feeding our brains, right, we're just stronger. We're stronger in serving our clients, and our confidence grows as a result. So stay engaged, whatever it is. I love podcasts when I'm walking. That's a great opportunity for me to kind of stay connected. But please, again, be a constant learner. It's for your benefit. Okay, last week of the month. We are through 75% of the month. We have a full 25% to go. That's this week ahead. So again, the 31st is next Monday. A couple things. Business Builder, the new coach incentive runs through the end of this month. So please, anybody that's out there that needs or that's talking with a client at this point or a potential coach, by all means, if you need help, work with your mentorship team on that. Continue to share and follow up for, again, clients. It's a full week ahead, so we've got that. And then please interact on the 21-day challenge that we have out there for our clients. So again, it's important for everybody to comment and just, again, just keep the comments going on everything we have out there in our groups. Again, people are looking for your wisdom and your guidance. So again, share it, please. And I think that's a wrap. We're done. Oh my gosh, like a minute and a half early. This is a record, I think.
Yeah, we invite you to join us over on Dr. A's call. Following that, the company provides stellar field leadership training, and tonight is really about the mindset of a successful health coach. So I think that's going to be a really good one. And then Dan Bell, who is our mentor, has an open call like this. Really a great time for you to just join in community, ask questions, and things like that. It's a very interactive call. So we invite you to join us on what suits your schedule and interest. We do appreciate you guys being here. We welcome every coach every single week. We encourage you to invite somebody else from your team to join you next week, and we'll see you on the Facebook page, and have a great rest of the evening.
Love you guys. Have a great week.